What up, people of Earth? Anxiety Joe. Day 82, I think. Um, Today I got the day off, and from both jobs. So, as I pretty much said yesterday, so I've been spending the day doing laundry. Had to go to the laundromat because this place here is disgusting, and that's a whole other thing. But so I went to the laundromat, stopped by the food store, got groceries, and a couple things I needed anyway, and wash the dishes and all that fun shit. And so, um, but throughout, I was listening to a lot of Alan Watts. If you've never heard of Alan Watts, he's amazing. Um, he's just more of a modern day. Well, he's from the 70s, 60s, and 70s, and he's just like a philosopher and a, a Buddhist. I mean, he's amazing. He has so much knowledge about the self and about the struggle of losing your ego and um, all that stuff. I mean, he's incredible. Listening to him most of the day, and while I was listening, waiting for my laundry, and my man Mooji, and um, just really trying to. What sucks is I understand already. Like, from the video clip that I made yesterday, I already understand what needs to be done, and a lot of these guys, like Moji says, don't plan for freedom. Don't plan your path of freedom. Just leave. Just decide it's time and go. No matter what the hell is hanging around your neck holding you back or what you got going on in your life, when you're ready to actually shed the ego and be done with this bullshit and learn how to be the soul and be the true person and be your heart and learn how to really live, just do it. Like Nike, I guess, just do it. And don't procrastinate, because there's not, he always says, I forget what great philosopher said this or something. Actually, the one guy, that comedian Duncan Trussell, I always talk about, he says it too. There's two great times to plant a tree, and that's 20 years ago and right now. So, I mean, there's never a good time for lots of things in life, and there's never a good time um, to there's never a good time to start waking up, really, and start seeing that there's a better way, and and it's actually really the only way, and that this is a dream. It's a nightmare for some. For me, it's more of a nightmare. For some, it's fantasy. For some, it's great. Um, but for me, nightmare, fantasy, whatever you want to call it, it is a dream. And um, at least for what I believe and what I'm coming to believe, um, I have a very scary path that I have to walk. And I have to do it. I should have done it already because I already have the answer in my heart. But I'm allowing external things, and I'm allowing, you know, certain things to stop me from making that fucking hard hyper jump into, okay, here we go. Um, and most of it's financial. I mean, I owe people I love and people I care about, friends and family, a fair amount of money that um, is not okay to just say, well, I need to go fucking be and go live my life the way I know I need to go live my life, so I'm just going to leave you hanging. But in the true sense of the word, I really feel like I am being forced into what my next action is in life. And the longer I delay and the more I procrastinate, the more it shows me how wrong of a path I've been on, and how I've been trying to fit this square peg in a round hole for such a long time. Such a long time. And I haven't been able to identify it until now. And I've used so many drugs, and as I said before, it's countless drugs, countless people, drugs, things, shiny new toy, jobs, what anything external to try to get out of it and try to identify it and address it and fix it and move on, but keep playing this game and this fucking. I sound like a crazy person, but I know what I need to do, and my heart knows, and I know my truth, and I know what my truth is. And, until then, I'm just going to continue suffering. And, I mean, listen, there's real suffering in the world. There's people that are really, really, really suffering. And so I just use that term because I'm so used to hearing it in a lot of these lectures and a lot of the spiritual teachings that I follow. Suffering is suffering, and it's all subjective. It depends on who you are, and it's from your own perspective what your own suffering is. But I'm going to continue to suffer my suffering, this ego's suffering, while I continue to try to fit into this fucking fake, false world of capitalism, of whatever this whole setup has been turned into over the past 150 years or however long it's been, to where you sell your soul, basically. You sell your time and your life to other people for paper money that really doesn't exist. And in turn, most people, and they take polls from dying people and elderly people that are on their deathbed, and that's their number one regret is time. Is I worked too much, and I didn't use my time wisely. I didn't live my life the way I wanted to live. And so that's where I've been. I don't want to use the word trapped, because I'm not trapped. Nobody is. Well, some people are in life, but I'm not trapped. I'm stuck right now. I'm a little stuck because I can't just disappear and leave certain people hanging that I know are in certain situations, and or I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. If things were straight right now and I didn't owe anybody a dollar and things were fine, and I would roll. That would be it. You wouldn't hear from me for a little while. Actually, you'd hear from me every day because I keep trying to check in. As long as I could pay for a cell phone anyway. But there's some things that I need to do. And the longer I put it off, the more I'm going to suffer. And the more I'm going to go through this shit. And the more I'm going to, the more I'm going to be acting. And I could put a face on for people. I could do that. And sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes it's really hard to put that face on, though. Like last night. Every delivery I had on the second job, I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm driving around probably on my 300th mile for the day after both jobs of driving all over the world. And just, I had trouble even getting that fake, hey, how's it going? Blah, blah, all right, thank you. And normally I can fake that for 2 minutes while I make a transaction, but I got to the point where I'm like, I don't care. Here's your food. This is how much it is. I don't care if you tip me or not. I just don't care. I turn around and give it all to my boss anyway. Um, so it's all like I'm starting to see, you know, for such a long time, I work and I get my paycheck and it's my money, but it barely touches my hands anymore before it's gone again. And so I need to start protecting myself and put a little aside. And that's what I started to do, put a little aside. And, because eventually when this thing does run its course and I take care of the people I have to take care of before I can fucking do what I need to do, then I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that because that's the world we live in. And at least to get moving before I meet whoever I need to meet, go wherever I need to go. I have a few things I've been researching and looking up. I'm trying to make some kind of plan. It's never going to go to plan. It never does. But I'm at least trying to narrow things down because it's a big world out there. There's a lot of places to go, a lot of people out there. So I want to, at least try to narrow that down a little bit. Aim for a direction, anyway, and then see what happens. See who I meet, see where I go, see what I experience. But until then, I need to make sure that I keep meditating, I stay spiritually strong, and I don't let this thing take over this thing. You can't see this thing. I can't let it do that. Because that's when I just start to fall apart. And so, it's almost like when I look at people now, and I do this because there's practices they give you to, they say like watch people when they're in their mid-morning rush, during rush hour, going to work. Everyone's in their own little world of I gotta get to work, I gotta get to work, I gotta get there, and it's amazing to just watch everybody, watch how caught up everyone is, and how completely non-human everyone is becoming. Just watch. It's amazing. It is. And then you watch yourself in that same predicament. Saying you're a part of this. You're contributing to the same exact thing. So it's not about judging. It's not about being better than or anything like that. But it's about being aware. Like I always talk about, being aware. And all I can say is I'm totally aware of at least the direction that my life needs to go in. And it's scary. And I am scared to do it. I'm nervous. It makes me anxious because it's not a path most people walk. And it's not a path people do by themselves too often either. But I have to. I have to. Because it's clear to me now that this is what I must do. It's only a matter of time. So, once I take care of the things I need to take care of in this world, then I can just finally follow my heart and find what I've been searching for since I was a teenager. You ever heard that thing, the one thing? I know what the one thing is. For me, anyway. I know what it is. And when I say I'm not talking about Joe, the ego. This heart knows what my one thing is. Thank God, at least that has happened. Thank God. But until then, I'm going to have to take it. I'm going to have to take what I get. Because I'm still actively choosing to play this game. I'm still actively choosing to dance this fake dance. Until I can go deep into what I need to go into. And for those morbid people out there, or anybody worried or anything, I'm not talking about shooting myself in the head or anything. I am talking about a death. but not a physical death. It's a different kind of death that I can't achieve by, a lot of people call it the 9 to 5 life. I wish it was 9 to 5. I'll call mine the 9 to 9 life, or or the 4 a.m. to fucking 9 p.m. life. Can't achieve it doing this. Can't achieve it living like this. So, no, there's no morbid shit here. There's no trying to shoot myself or jump off a bridge or anything like that. But I am trying to kill this ego. I completely want it dead. And one day, it will happen. Till then, I got my cross to bear. So, I don't know. It's time to go relax. I'm really sore. This body's sore. I gotta keep bearing that thing. I guess like we all do, right? I'm nobody special. I know that. And nor do I claim to be. I just, I've touched something. I've felt it more than seeing. I've seen it, but I've felt it as well. And it's incredible. It's an incredible feeling that words can't describe. And that's where I have to go. But till then, Anxiety Joe will be checking in. Everybody have a beautiful weekend. I got work early tomorrow, so I need to go relax this body. And that'll be about it. All right, everybody. Peace.